the ability to, look at other teams, but still be able to stay here, still call this place home. So at the end of the day, it's just exploring opportunities, but knowing that I still have a home here. Was great here. Developed strong relationships with the staff, the organization, my teammates, embraced the city and the fans. Overall, I had a great time. Out of all the stops I've been to, Houston and Sacramento, this is by far the best.
Right. You had a major role here.
Mm-hmm.
Is starting important to you?
No, not at all. It's all about just knowing my role, having a positive impact on the team, making sure I'm getting a solid amount of minutes. So whether I'm starting or whether I'm doing what I was doing this year coming off the bench, as long as I'm playing, I'm happy.
Patrick, can you walk us through the process when you heard you'd been traded to Toronto, what you thought this was going to be like, what turned out to be true, and what you were wrong about?
Honestly, I had no idea. I had no idea the situation, the record, the problems, the Rudy Gay or, even the record. I had no idea what was going on. All I knew was about the city, from hearing from Kyle Lowry, previous teammate I was with, and overall just other guys who have enjoyed Toronto. That's all I knew. So as far as the situation, the coaching staff, or what I was getting myself into, I had no idea.
What did they tell you about the city?
Great city. One of the best cities in the NBA as far as nightlife, food, fans, people, one of the most friendliest people you'll ever meet. So there's always good things. I never heard one bad thing about Toronto.
Are you comfortable with the amount of minutes you're getting here, or would another situation where you had a bigger role be more attractive to you?
I mean, of course, every guy wants to start in the NBA. So having the opportunity to start and having, a bigger role and more pressure and more responsibility would be appealing. But like I said, as long as I'm playing, as long as I'm comfortable, as long as I'm happy, as long as I'm involved in the team and have a positive role, I'm satisfied.
I think Garnett called this like the team of the future. Do you see that with this Raptor team?
I see that as a possibility, yeah. We're young. We have a lot of talent. We're not that experienced, but the more and more we play together, the more and more we work hard together and progressively get better throughout the season. I can see us, being one of the top teams in the NBA.
Seems like once you were traded, everything just snapped into place for you almost immediately. Is this sort of the version of yourself in this league that you imagined?
Just a guy who embraces his role, who doesn't step outside his box, who's comfortable with any situation he's put in, and a true professional. I thought that's what us four guys who came from Sacramento brought to Toronto, just professionalism and the willingness to work hard, accept our roles, and not create any problems.
Patrick, what do you think the value is of that role on an NBA roster?
I mean, I'm hoping it's pretty valuable. There's a lot of people in the NBA now, who either cause problems or, don't work hard or try to separate themselves from the team or aren't encouraging, just stand there, just stand around, just are to themselves per se. And with me and those guys from Sacramento, we made ourselves involved from day one, whether it was developing relationships, learning plays, trying to be involved, or just bringing, a different type of attitude and mentality to a team.
Patrick, is it possible that the key to that trade was the fact that it wasn't just for one guy, it was for four guys who knew each other and were friends and could come in together?
Yeah, I think that was a huge factor as far as us progressively getting better. You had four guys who have been with each other for a while, who are unselfish and willing to work hard every single day, and you bring that type of attitude to a team where guys are willing to learn and wanting to get better every single day. And when you have no problems, no guys on the team who, separate themselves from one another or who cause problems, that makes everything a lot easier. So when we came over here, we just wanted to make sure, we did the right thing.
Without naming names, had you ever been on a team like that before?
No. This is my first time being on a team where everybody, accepted the roles, where everybody was per se happy. I'm sure there was guys who were unhappy, because they weren't getting, X amount of minutes or playing time, but they didn't cause problems on the team. And this was my first time being in a positive environment where everybody was supporting one another.
Patrick, as you mentioned, this is the second time you've been teammates with Kyle Lowry. What kind of differences do you see in him and his role with this team
The most important difference I've seen in Kyle is his ability to lose weight. When he was in Houston, he was pretty on the heavy side. So, but just pretty much his ability to, be that elite point guard. I had flashes in Houston with him where he had a couple triple doubles and a couple elite games. And when I came here, it seemed like every single game was that back in Houston. And he's grown in so many ways with his, his basketball IQ, his mentality, his approach to the game, his overall skill set, and he's a workhorse out there. He sacrifices his body on every single play, and he plays with a lot of heart and passion, and I was extremely happy and proud to see him do what he did this year.
You just went through along in your first playoff series. What did you get out of it yourself? What did you learn through this experience?
Just pretty much I can play under pressure. Just knowing that if I surround myself with a bunch of good guys in a positive environment, I'm able to play. If I'm happy, if I'm in a good situation, then, I'm able to showcase my abilities and just play great basketball out there. So overall, I was satisfied with my performance, other than the free throws in game 3. I was happy with the way I played and never satisfied, but definitely happy.
Heading into the offseason, what we look for from every young guy, like yourself, young veteran, is what can you do this summer to take your game up another level?
No, just keep improving on my perimeter play. Also establish more of a post game offensively and defensively. Get stronger, get quicker, be able to close out and contain an offensive player, and work on my ball handling and hopefully be able to guard point guards now. I feel like I can guard 5 through 3, some 2s, but work on my foot speed, my lateral quickness, and hopefully be able to guard some point guards in the league.
You were talking about Kyle, and he was just up here talking about free agency and all of that. How much does it mean to this franchise? How important is it to this franchise that they're able to, keep building with Kyle?
Kyle's an elite player, and as far as him staying here, I'm sure a lot of people in Toronto would love that, and it all depends on him. But definitely, if Toronto wants to get better in the future, have somebody to build around and be the key, the glue per se, for the basketball team, what better person to start with than Kyle?